everybody. Perez Alonso, and this is the Take 5 Challenge, and I'm so happy to be with you guys and hanging out. Once again, this episode, with a couple that you'll see, is actually our conference episode, is the conference week for CPRS. Thank you to CPRS and the Push to Play Network for having Take 5 Challenge be a part of the network, and just really enjoying what we do to share. So Take 5 Challenge, for those of you who don't know and don't remember, it is an opportunity for me to model the Take 5 Challenge. 2018, again, I was the CPRS president. I challenged the association to take 5 minutes a month with another professional. I truly believe that we are better together, and actually when we connect with each other, we sharpen each other. As iron sharpens iron, we get stronger, and that's what happens through the Take 5 Challenge. So excited today to have a guest with me that's going to step in here in just moments. Known her for quite a long time, known her since she was a kid, I would say, and been able to see her growth in her career, and literally looking forward to talking to Kristine Crosby. So when I come right back, it'll be me and Kristine taking 5. So be right back. And welcome back. Here I am at Take 5 Challenge again with Kristine Crosby. Hi, Kristine. How are you today?
Good. How are you?
You know, I'm kind of excited because first and foremost, we get to hang out today and can have a little Take 5 with you. And I'm appreciative of that, appreciative to CPRS, the Push to Play Network, and also our friends who are connecting with us at the conference right now, DPRS Media Network. They're hooking us up and allowing us to do this super cool podcast with super cool equipment. So welcome and thanks for coming on.
Thanks for having me.
So good. So Kristine.
Yes.
So the couple people that decide they're going to watch this today, why don't you tell them who you are and where you work?
Okay. Kristine Crosby. I'm the Assistant Community Services Director for the City of Mountain View.
City of Mountain View. That's where I would say I actually got to know you a little bit more, even though I'd seen you early on. And one of the reasons why I wanted to talk to you, and I think is really to kind of focus on what leadership can happen at a young age that might spark the interest and spark a career. And I think that that's what just happened with you, right? So tell me about that first goal. I think the first time I met you was at what we would call a yak attack, right?
Yes, probably.
And I think you were on the San Carlos Youth Commission.
Yep, Youth Advisory Council.
Youth Advisory Council. And you were you actually one of their leaders?
I was. So I started as a Youth Advisory Council member in 6th grade. Wow. And I did it all the way through high school. And then also worked for City of San Carlos as a youth development leader and summer camp counselor.
So right off bat, do you remember, was there something that specifically sparked that interest to go, I say, even beyond the council part, but actually to the part-time job?
I think it's Jerry Fujimoto, for those that might know her. She was the recreation supervisor, and she was really good at seeking out your strengths and then also finding opportunities to support your areas of improvement. And without her, I don't think I would have gotten that push to go into this. And on top of that, I got the pleasure of working for Barry Weiss. And
CPRS legend
and absolutely amazing man. And that was my first chance of seeing how a director works, but inspires change. And he, even as a director, cared deeply about all of his part-time staff. So I think those are some of the factors that kind of pushed me into this lovely field that we're in. So
the Barry Weiss effect. So let's just go there, right? So there's this kid, Kristine, that's kind of cruising through the world, and then you get touched. And I would say this in the most inspiring way, right? You get impacted by this guy, and you see them as a director. And now I'm kind of looking at you, assistant director of a big city, right? Yeah. And you're kind of having to do the same thing, right? You have a charge of folks that you're really looking at. And I want to know, what is it that you do, that you inspired? Are you doing anything? Are you being like Barry, or have you been able to mold into your own Kristine-ness?
Definitely my own Kristine-ness. Being able to kind of see the leaders before me and how they have ran the ship. And then how am I going to run the ship? I don't believe in copy paste. I believe in I'm going to take a little bit from you. I'm going to take a little bit from you, and I'm going to meld it together to make my style, my approach. But my biggest thing is my staff. Yeah, they're the ones that make things happen. They're the ones that really honestly get all the kudos for all the good stuff that they do. But my role that I have discovered is to make sure that they have what they need so that they can be successful. And if that means success is leaving me to go somewhere else, that's totally fine. I want them to succeed and be in that place where then they can give back, like I'm trying to give back now.
Do you find that I find that I love that concept, because I think that's the same thing with me, right? Sometimes you got to go to grow. And I don't want anyone that's under my charge to go somewhere, but it's really for growth. It is really for them to become more than I'm 100% behind them, right?
Yeah.
But I still think it's that, like, there's a lot of people that are like, don't leave me ever. Right? Do you ever feel like that?
No. I mean, will I cry when someone leaves? Absolutely. I'm like, oh no. But my hope and goal is you're coming back to me later, potentially a higher position, or I get just to look from afar and just see how well they're doing and be able to be their cheerleader off on the side. So it's okay. I mean, speaking as someone who's been with Mountain View though for 17 years, I have not left, but I love seeing other people leave and grow and seeing all the cool things that they're accomplishing for the communities they work for.
But that's part of our legacy, right? That's part of who we are, and what I truly believe that's what our profession does, right? So as we, and I talk about all the time, iron sharpens iron, right? We are the ones that are sharpening some others so that they go off and be the next, right?
Yeah.
And me talking to you, it's really, weird. Inspiring. It is weird. It's always weird to talk to you, but I think that the same thing is that, I mean, dang, you're little Kristine. I remember that little Tigger bouncing kid that was bouncing around and just like such energy that was everywhere, and I loved it, and I loved seeing it. And I love seeing you. You know, I had the pleasure of working with you for a number of years as well in Mountain View, but to see that growth and then to be, we're quite honestly proud of you in your career and where you are right now. It's pretty cool. It's cool to see, and that's the legacy that we leave. And there's people that you are going to do and see at the same time that's there. And I would love for you to never forget that. Never forget that you're still Tigger.
Oh, I definitely am.
So never forget that part of your heart. But how are you going to, give that Tiggerness to someone else? And I think about that too, because, as we talked kind of on the side before, is that my girls, you know them, you knew them when they were babies, but now they're, they both just got offered leadership positions, for the town of Danville. One's going to be a pool manager. The other one's going to be a site lead for camps, which, rec dad's like, yeah, let's go, but I want to know that they've got people like you behind them, right?
Absolutely.
And being able to charge them, regardless of where they end up, right? Even that's it. And it's like, I want your kids to come working too.
Oh, they've already started talking about it. They already have their plan. So Mom, after I'm done with camp, I can go be a junior leader for you. I'm like, well, I don't know about for me, but for someone else, sure. So they're already going, I'm going to be a camp person.
So for my girls, what advice would you give them? Or what advice would you give a young part-time professional right now in our world about the career or just life? How about that one?
Build your team. So have your personal cheerleaders and your team that you can reach out to at any time. Like, I know I can call you if I have a question, or even I just want to check in. I've had a bad day. I can go to Henry and feel better. But I also have folks that have held higher level positions that I can reach out to and say, hey, I have this situation. What should I do? But also for someone like young, like your daughters that are just getting their feet wet, how do I get in? Oh, I'm happy to talk to you about that. Like, our field is all about the networking and getting your name out there and connections. And that's something I love to do. So, hey, let me bring you along. I'm one of our hourly staff is here, Paige Peterson. Shout out to her.
Nice.
And
another legacy.
Another legacy, yes.
Yeah.
And she's another one that I'm like, okay, come hang out with me. I'll come introduce you to people. And one of my other staff was like, well, what about me? I'm like, oh yeah, you too. Come along. But it's all about building that team around you so they have the support. You can reach out at any time.
And being that connection. So, and the bridge builder, and that's what I love to see. And I think I've seen that. I've seen you use the bridge that others have given you to have build your own connections, but I've also seen you kind of pull that out for the folks, which has been very admirable.
Have you met my friend? Yeah. And then I walk away.
You met my friend Kristine. She's one of the good ones. So we want to make sure that she's out there and ready for you. So I like that a lot. I appreciate that. And so any last thoughts for those young, we'll call them young pre-professionals maybe?
Don't be afraid to say hi, introduce yourself, have your elevator speech ready. And honestly, apply for all the positions. don't doubt yourself. You don't know what the applicant pool is going to be like. You also don't know what secret sauce you're bringing to the team that they're looking for. I had to talk to someone that was hesitant to apply for a position. I said, why not? Go for it. Yeah. Even if you're not interested, you learn the interview questions. You're making a connection with whoever's on the panel across from you. You're getting seen. Get out there. So I think that's my advice.
I like that. Well, that's sound advice. So I think it works. If someone wanted to get a hold of you, where can they get a hold of you?
You can send me an email, Kristine with a K, Kristine.Crosby@mountainview.gov. You can find me on LinkedIn as well. Happy to connect with any rising professionals, veteran professionals, anyone.
Excellent. And I know that I have to ask every time because it's part of the show, okay, and it is a challenge. Will you continue, is what I say, because I already know you're doing it. Will you continue to take the Take 5 challenge with another professional?
Absolutely.
Excellent.
I'll do many times this week.
All right, good. Then we get to connect you with someone. Thank you so much for Kristine for kind of hanging out with me and just chatting it up. And I appreciate that. And folks, I'll be right back with some final thoughts. And welcome back. And thank you again for hanging out with the Take 5 challenge. Just had a nice little conversation with Kristine Crosby. And it's, well, one, as a professional and you go throughout your career, it's just fun to see how people can grow throughout the career and have different experiences. And I've been fortunate enough to watch Kristine grow throughout her field, but knowing that she is there and still taking the stuff back from what she originally learned as a young professional or even as a part-time employee from, those that came before, and she uses it even to this day. And I think that that's something to remember for all of us, right? There's things we learn along the way that we want to continue to use to not only help ourselves, but it actually shapes our career, shapes our leadership style, and we're able to use that. And the thing that really kind of stood out to me is when she was talking about the connection bridge, right? The fact that she at one point would walk across a proverbial, bridge from someone connecting her to someone else so that she could get better and be better as a professional. And now she is that connector. She is that bridge for other Parks and Rec professionals. And I think it's so fantastic to be able to do that, see that happen, and really learn from it, grow from it, and allow for other people to grow from that. And I think that that's one of the biggest things, and even to give back to those part-time employees. So I'm so grateful for that, and just for being able to hear that, see that, and see it in action. So very cool. And I just want to thank Kristine for all that. I also want to thank all you guys for staying on and kind of watching the show. This is the Take 5 challenge with the push from the Push to Play network with CPRS. This is an opportunity for us as professionals, or for me to really model what a Take 5 challenge looks like when we connect with one another. We sharpen each other. If you want to get a hold of me, you can find me through Instagram at the Take 5 challenge. So you can take 5, the number 5 _ challenge. Send me a DM, send me a message saying, hey, I want to talk about this. I want to hear about this particular topic from a professional, or, hey, I'd love to be on and chat with you. But go ahead and shoot me one of those and we'll try and get you on as soon as we can. But right now I want to thank, again, CPRS Push to Play. I want to thank the DPRS Media Network for having us and, being able to provide us with this super cool setup. But we will be back next time on Take 5. Thank you.
Are you a vendor, brand, or service provider ready to connect with the heartbeat of local communities? At DPRS Media Co., we tell the stories shaping parks and recreation across America. Through podcasts, live streams, videos, and newsletters, we reach frontline leaders, city directors, and decision makers every single week. From youth sports and facilities to programming and policy, our audience is your audience. Sponsoring or partnering with DPRS Media Co. puts your brand in front of the professionals who build, budget, and buy for their communities. Launching a new product, growing your presence in public spaces, targeting cities, counties, or departments, DPRS is your trusted media partner. Whether you're in software, turf, aquatics, robotics, smart cities, or special events, partnering with DPRS puts your brand in the story. With commercials, interviews, social campaigns, newsletters, and live shows, we're your media team. Partner with us and grow your impact in the $200 billion Parks and Rec industry. DPRS Media Co. Stories that move Parks and Rec forward. Your audience is here. Let's meet them.